I wanted to just take a couple minutes and continue my talk that I gave in Casual Connect Europe. And in that talk, I was talking about the family and friends nature of Casual Connect, how everybody's really, like I said before, welcoming and open-armed. And I've made some of my best friends at this conference. And it's been just a great experience for me to be able to host you guys all around the world, and I truly appreciate you all coming. Where I wanted to go today was to continue on that theme of people. You know, people are what we really need to focus on in all of our businesses, here at this conference, in the game development community, all that stuff. And one of my friends that I met here in Casual Connect Singapore, Don, he posted on Facebook it was Sunday, and he posted this video from Steve Jobs. And it was back in 1997 when Steve Jobs took over Apple again as the CEO. And he came in, he revamped everything, and he was giving an internal speech about how things were changing. And one of the things he was talking about has to do with kind of my theme of people and values that I want to talk to you about today. So I'm just going to take a couple minutes and play that. Please excuse that it was 1997, recorded on magnetic media. The quality is something to be desired. So I'm just going to play a little bit here for you guys. And we are missing sound for the PC.
Very complicated world. It's a very noisy world. And we're not going to get a chance to get people to remember much about us. No company is. And so we have to be really clear on what we want them to know about us. Now, Apple, fortunately, is one of the half a dozen best brands in the whole world. Right up there with Nike, Disney, Coke, Sony. It is one of the greats of the greats, not just in this country, but all around the globe. And but even a great brand needs investments and caring if it's going to retain its relevance and vitality. And the Apple brand has clearly suffered from neglect in this area in the last few years. And we need to bring it back. The way to do that is not to talk about speeds and feeds. It's not to talk about MIPS and megahertz. It's not to talk about why we're better than Windows. The dairy industry tried for 20 years to convince you that milk was good for you. It's a lie, but they tried anyway. And the sales were going like this. And then they tried Got Milk, and the sales are going like this. Got Milk doesn't even talk about the product. Matter of fact, it focuses on the absence of the product. But the best example of all, and one of the greatest jobs of marketing the universe has ever seen is Nike. Remember, Nike sells a commodity. They sell shoes. And yet, when you think of Nike, you feel something different than a shoe company. In their ads, as you know, they don't ever talk about the product. They don't ever tell you about their air soles and why they're better than Reebok's air soles. What does Nike do in their advertising? They honor great athletes, and they honor great athletics. That's who they are. That's what they are about. Apple spends a fortune on advertising. You'd never know it. You'd never know it. So, when I got here...
So, there's two parallels I wanted to kind of take from there, and we can finish this if you want, or we can just leave it. But the two things that I really took from this is, one, the video game industry, I wouldn't say is suffering, but it's a noisy place, which he's going to get into in a minute here. It's somewhere that's got so many different people putting out so many different interesting and I guess the word would be vital products. You know, there's so much energy and effort put into all these video game products that are being put out right now. And so it's a really noisy marketplace, and we kind of have to find a way to differentiate ourselves. And then the other part is about the people. He was talking about how Nike doesn't put out anything about their shoes or about their game, would be our parallel. They're putting out information about, or they're putting out about the athletes, about the game players. And I think that's a lot of where we're going with esports, with some of these topics that we're talking about Casual Connect this year, is we're going to be talking about the people playing the games and the people making the games. So the entire time I'm here at the conference, I'll be just on the other side of this wall doing a Twitch stream of all the indie developers. And we're going to be interviewing the indie developers, and we're going to be putting that out live for everybody to see. And we really want to focus on the people making the games and the developers and the personalities who help create this great industry. And then esports kind of focuses on the other side of that, which is the consumer side and the people playing the games and the people consuming that really rich entertainment media. And so I think the parallels there are quite similar. I'm going to go ahead and play just a couple more minutes of this, and then I'm going to skip forward to the actual advertisement that they created.
Apple just fired their agency. We're doing a competition with 23 agencies that, 4 years from now would have picked one. And we blew that up, and we we hired Shiate, the ad agency that I was fortunate enough to work with years ago. We created some award-winning work, including the commercial voted the best ad ever made in 1984 by advertising professionals. And we started working about 8 weeks ago. And the question we asked was, our customers want to know who is Apple and what is it that we stand for? Where do we fit in this world? And what we're about isn't making boxes for people to get their jobs done, although we do that well. We do that better than almost anybody in some cases. But Apple's about something more than that. Apple, at the core, its core value, is that we believe that people with passion can change the world for the better. That's what we believe. And we've had the opportunity to work with people like that. We've had an opportunity to work with people like you, with software developers, with customers who have done it in some big and some small ways. And we believe that in this world, people can change it for the better. And that those people that are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that actually do. And so what we're going to do, I hope that you feel the same way about it I do.
Okay, so I'm going to fast forward to the ad here, but the one thing I wanted to touch on in that last section there was Apple wanted to get out their core value. And their core value that Steve Jobs mentions there is what I believe Casual Connect's core value is. We want to make the world a better place through video games. And that has been the vision of Jessica, who founded Casual Connect over 10 years ago, is to make the world a better place through video games. And we're here to support you guys because we believe that there's an educational and a learning component and all these great entertainment components to video games that you guys bring to life, and we want to be here to foster that. And that's one of the primary core value of Casual Connect. And I wanted to relay that to you guys. So right now, we've got about 30 seconds of this ad that Apple put out that kind of put forth that message. And I found it moving, and so I just want to play it for you.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them, but the only thing you can't do is ignore them. Because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
Okay, that's basically all I really had to tell you guys today. I hope you really enjoyed that. I wanted to bring up Dr. B. He's going to say just a couple words of welcome to you, and then we'll turn it over to Jaime, who will introduce the keynote speaker, Toy.
Hello, good morning. Once again, welcome to Casual Connect Asia. for those who are here so early in the morning, I know it's really hard for you to get up. So we really appreciate your time here. And for those who flew all the way from overseas to Singapore, a very warm welcome to Singapore. My name is Kian, and together with my team, I run a center called Game Solution Center. In short, it's called GSC. Now, the mission of this GSC is really to help the local developers, games companies, whether they are formed by young people who are just graduating or whether formed by people who are very experienced but looking to start up their own companies. So we help them by connecting them with partners, building a community where they are able to foster their knowledge and the know-how. So I was told by our Media Development Authority, MDA, that from 2014 to 2015, the compound annual growth rate was about 80%. And as of today, you can see about 200 over companies registered in Singapore that are registered as games company. So we are very proud that GSC have been part of this whole ecosystem. And we are very happy to share with you for the next few days if you were to visit our booth and talk to our guys about GSC itself. And last month, I went over to Silicon Valley and met some people who has done startup and also invest in startups. So one of the things that they told us is that whatever that they invest, they only look for, one of the criteria they look for is looking for a company who are not expensive. In fact, they say that the joy of starting up, the joy of seeing companies, including games company, true is that you handhold them, you talk to them, you discuss with them, you share with them the knowledge, you see them grow. And nothing beats seeing these companies grow. So whether the startup are formed by young people or formed by people who are very experienced, and we are very happy that we have been part of this journey. And in Singapore, I'm also very happy to share with you that there are many companies who are formed by young people. When I say young people, it means they may not be very, they are not in terms of age, but in terms of the company is young. So if you are two developers, or you are solution providers, or you're publishers, or you're looking for people to hire, please talk to the guys in Singapore, especially the people from Game Solution Center. We have a bunch of very talented companies looking to partners, talented companies looking for solutions. So I believe that there are many ways we can work together. So I hope that in the next few days, you will give yourself some time, enjoy the conference, at the same time really have some very fruitful discussions here in the conference. Thank you very much.